Hello from the Hashknife. I got something here that's a little bit unusual, but not so uncommon. We haven't had it happen here much, but it does when you have steers. And especially taking them off of some grass or when you wean and put them on another feed, they'll develop stones. And we typically call a condition waterbelly. And I'll show you why here in a sec. Here's a steer. You can see underneath he's draining pretty good, which is a good sign that he's able to get some relief and urinate, but he's just kind of running out. But you see that big lump under there? That is basically, it's a kidney stone that's moved and blocking the urethra. So this can sometimes be, well, it's not a good prognosis, let's put it that way. I did give him a little bit of antibiotic to help, and just in case he's past the stone and then tears the urethra a little bit, that'll help him fight any infection. But him standing there and dribbling like that is a very, very good sign. I haven't seen him do quite like that in a while, so maybe he's getting that stone moved, passing through a little bit. But I'm going to put him in the chute and see if I can't palpate this a little bit and see if he's moved along, or see if I can find anything in there. He probably can't feel much, but there's desperate times like this. He looks pretty alert. You'll notice his face. His ears aren't droopy. He's watching me, and his eyes they're brighter than they were. They were kind of dull the other day. So he's, I think, maybe gaining a little on this. But still, draining. That's what we wanted to do. There we go. Get him to go up that chute a little bit, catch himself in the head catch, and then I'll see if I can't help him out. All right, he got himself caught in the head catch. So I'm gonna just open up our gate here a little bit. Hopefully you can see in there. I'm going to move this a bit for you. There we go. Let's see what I can do for this guy. Get over. Not feeling anything obvious. It sure doesn't take much of a stone to do that, as you can imagine. Swollen up here high. Sometimes what you can do is they can go ahead surgically and cut the ureter and then just let it dribble out, but they usually don't do very good when you do that. It's an alternative, but it's not really a good alternative because it's just really is prone to a lot of secondary issues. So we hope this kind of resolves itself on its own. It is a little bit better than it was earlier this afternoon. It had a full belly there that was, hey, bandit, that was swollen, and you can see he was dribbling a little bit there, emptying out. So let's hope that he can do that, continue on, and be one of the lucky ones. So we'll just keep an eye on him. Well, so next morning, and you can see how our little steer here, let's get past around this heifer, gets out of his way. There we go. He's still draining, and that little accumulation of urine down around his sheath has reduced. So that's a very good thing. He's bright-eyed. He continues to drain. Liking that. If you get that stone past, boy, we might get lucky with him. So, look at his eyes. He's not really dull-eyed like he was, and it doesn't show that he's got much of a fever by the droop of his ears. When I come out here, I was watching him, looking at him, and he was all perked up, thinking, oh God, here he comes again. Look at that. Yeah, not bad. And that continual drain is a very, very good thing. Really, really hope that these pass that stone and heals up. We'll give him a little bit of time. We'll keep watching him and see how he does. Here's our guy with the Waterbelly, and he's actually getting better. You can see he's a little wet underneath where he's still draining, which is good. He's moving a little better, and he is eating. He's not off of his feed. Look at his eyes, ears are fairly bright. You'll notice he's got no swelling on his sheath underneath. He's had the scrotal swelling, and you can just kind of see that a little bit. As he walks, we'll get behind him here. So he's passed some stones. There we go, and that swelling is coming down. So that is a good thing. And as long as he continues to be able to pee okay, and he's on the gain, he's still hungry, he's eating salt, which helps him to drink more, which is what he really needs. We're doing pretty good. So all in all, we are not doing too bad with him, but we'll just keep watching him and make sure he's okay. He's not stretching his legs out like he's in pain or anything like that, like it hurts. But he is, he's still gaining a little weight here and there. That big belly is kind of normal for these weaned calves, but it can also be an indication that he's filling up inside. So, but he doesn't appear to be in any pain at all. So that's a very, very good thing. And we'll just keep an eye on him. Here's another look at our Waterbelly steer. And you can tell he's got a little hump in his back. Still not feeling the greatest. We've got some improvement as soon as his bull moves out of his way. And you'll see that he's still dripping and draining. That's a good thing. That urethra is still flowing somewhat. And back here on the hind end, that scrotal swelling is really, really reduced. So he could have had a bladder rupture and going into his abdomen. It's possible. And there he is. He's draining some more and dripping. Or he could have passed that stone. And the other thing is sometimes that urethra will split or open based on the pressure. But as long as he's been continuing to dribble out the end of his penis, then we're looking good. And that has continued to be the case. He's never really dried up. So we've just got a little bit of occlusion there, and hoping that we can keep enough water in him. And these bulls are thinking they have other things to do today. There we go. There's some nice little flow going. See that? That's what we do. We look at poop and pee on animals. He's been still eating, but he hasn't really gained much on his weight, obviously, but this is all in all a good sign. You can see his belly is how large it is compared to like this guy, and there's a little difference there, but this guy's packing a little more meat on him too because he hasn't been feeling well. So we're optimistic, yet I think, as Lisa says, so we're staying guarded. We'll just continue to watch him. Here's our Waterbelly steer. He's doing much better. He's out grazing on his own, and all that swelling from the scrotal area down the belly is gone now. So he's probably past that stone. He's a little thin because he was off his feed, but the last couple of days he has been out here on his own doing some grazing. So early this morning, check reveals some improvement. So we just need him to get back to gaining more weight, get that flesh back up on his body. He's still just a slight bit humped up, but that's probably part of his spine and his top line since he's lost some weight. You can see the little bit of difference there, but grazing. He's not off his feed. He's been out eating a lot. And there comes a nice poop to prove that process is going. So haven't seen him pee yet, but his end of his sheath is wet, just as you'd expect on a steer or a bull. And he seems to be moving a little better. Eyes are a little bit brighter. Ears are up a little bit. You compare him to this guy who's a little bit older than him, not much, but he's getting there. Yeah, look at that. He's like, yeah, you hurt me. You've poked some needles in my hind end and it didn't feel good. Not much appreciative of that. All right, little man, keep going. Well, it pains me to say that we lost our little Waterbelly steer a few days ago. I noticed he was kind of standing off by himself a little bit, he'd bed down and slow to get up. And he looked depressed. And I know that kind of sounds funny, but you can see these animals and their kind of their mental state, and think, yeah, maybe he's having a little hard time. I'd been giving him a good regimen of antibiotic per the vet and staying on top of that, and went out in the morning and there he was. He'd curled up, had his head back in that kind of almost like a fetal position for us, and had just died in his sleep. So I hate to see it, but that's the way it goes. Can't change it. All you can do is give these guys as much as you can while you can and hope they pull through. And he obviously just kind of lost the will to live, I believe. Anyway, hope we don't have any more of those. They'll come, but I hope not.